New Jersey to Las Vegas, New Jersey Raider Nation coming to you live.
The autumn wind is a pirate,
Getting a little controversy around the NFL.
blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash.
Welcome to the NJ Raider Nation show. In this video, we're back looking at the All Raiders fantasy football team, week 2, and what do you know? We're 2-0. We got the win, so did the Raiders, traveled out to Pittsburgh. I was at the game. Quick shout out to the last video I made, put it out like 2 days ago, and it was a highlight of the traveling and just a quick little game day vlog. But it came out really cool, so if you don't mind checking that out, I think you should enjoy it, especially if you went, or send it to people that you know that went. I think they'd enjoy it a lot too, because the Raiders showed up and the Raider Nation showed up. There were a lot of silver and black all over that stadium, all over the tailgating. It was pretty awesome, so that was a lot of fun. But back to this video. So we're starting 2-0. It's pretty crazy because I'm actually doing better in this league, and this is an experimental team for me. I'm doing better in this league than I am in my main league. So, you know, maybe next year I'm just going to draft the whole Raider team for my expensive leagues. You know, as long as the Raiders are playing top tier football, looks like I have more of a shot to win versus my opponents than I originally thought, because that was why I did this. You know, I really wanted to at least get one win using an all Raiders fantasy football team, and we're 2-0, so I obviously surpassed that goal. After I won the first game, I set the next goal, you know, get another win. I don't know how long it'll take, but just try to win again. And the second game came, and now I'm 2-0. So I don't really know what kind of goals to set. I don't know how far this is going to take me. I might end up going to the playoffs, I guess, you know. But again, it follows the Raiders pretty close. You know, if they lose the game, I'm probably going to lose. I probably won't even have a chance to win in this league. So I guess we just got to keep seeing week to week. But it's been very fun. It's been exciting. It's fun to look at the point value that the Raiders players come up with. So without further ado, let's get into it. So there it is at the top, 2-0. We'll go to week 2. So this is what the matchup looked like. I beat him 109.38 to 100.16, so about 9 points. We were projected 89.6, and then he was projected 127.7. Derek Carr beat Josh Allen outright, almost by about 10 points. I don't want to jinx anything, and I know it's early, it's just week 2, but if Carr keeps it up, people are already saying it. I'm just relaying the message. He's MVP candidate, or at least he's in the talks. I mean, between the 2 games, he's over 800 yards passing. He's leading the league by at least 100, I believe. So speaking of him, Derek Carr finished with 382 yards, 2 touchdowns, matched last week's 2 touchdowns, and a total of 24.78 points. Last week, 24.9. This week, 24.78. Next week, we're playing Miami. He's looking like someone who you'd want to pick on any fantasy team, honestly. But I don't want to jinx it. I think I'm just going to keep him doing this. I'm going to avoid picking him in my main just because I don't want to jinx it. I don't have that much success in my main fantasy football. I don't need to bring Carr onto my team and show him what the unsuccessful fantasy team does. So I think I'm going to let him ball out and just be happy that he's winning for us. But moving on, we got Kenyon Drake. Drake finished with 7 carries for 9 yards. Really struggled, but he was there in the passing game, which is what he's always been good at, with 5 catches for 46 yards, totaling 10.1 points because we're playing PPR, points per reception. He came in for Josh Jacobs and really didn't do too much in the run game. Barber had a couple runs, but hopefully Josh is healing and he'll be back soon. So Alec Ingold, he had 0 points. I think he was targeted once, but he didn't come down with that. So Henry Ruggs, first off, that 62-yard touchdown made everyone smile. That's exactly what I said last week. We need to use Ruggs more. He can get it done. Carr and him, they both said, like, once they see that coverage, once they see that play is going to work out, Carr is just going to throw it up and Ruggs is going to chase it down. And he really did. This picture that I'm popping up right here shows when Carr released the ball, or right before Carr released the ball, and Ruggs is a little behind the cornerback, and that just shows Carr's trust in him, and it's pretty awesome to see. It was awesome to see Sunday, and I can't wait to see it happen more and more down the road. He's another guy that Ruggs, he could become a flex for most people in their leagues. Still, he's a bit of hit and miss right now because they don't use him enough. I hope they get to the point where they just use him a lot more often. So Ruggs, let's see what he finished with. He had 5 catches for a total of 113 yards and 1 touchdown. He had 1 carry, but only got 2 yards on that. Jet sweep or something. Forget exactly what play it was. But he finished with 23.3 fantasy points. That's pretty good. Again, PPR, so he gets 5 points for just the 5 catches, and then over the 100 yards and the touchdown, and that adds up. So 23.3 fantasy points for Ruggs. Bryan Edwards had a couple really nice catches, couple nice clutch plays, a lot of yards after the catch. So he had 7 receptions for 121 yards, finishing with 19.1 fantasy points. Darren Waller, he also had a couple of really nice catches. 5 catches for 65 yards. He did not get into the end zone, but his tight end brother, Foster Moreau, did get in the end zone, so he was happy about that. They got a nice tight end unit over there. So Hunter Renfrow finished with 10.7 fantasy points, and he had 5 catches for 57 yards. Again, just Hunter Renfrow has always been clutch. I mean, that's what he's known for. Third and Renfrow, he just plucks the ball out of the air. Seems so easy. At least he makes it look easy, but he's an awesome player. And all the jokes of him coming out of college, the water boy and stuff, probably just fuels him. He wants to go out there and show. His route running is top tier, literally top tier route running. So I noticed this. We got the Raiders defense, and then my opponent had the Steelers defense, and we beat the Steelers defense outright. They had -1 point, and we finished with 5, and it was well deserved. I know DJ Watt went out, but whatever, stuff happens. We finished with 1 interception by Trayvon Mullen, which was an awesome read by him. He's playing with like a more NFL football intelligence. I know he was good in college and everything, but I think he's starting to get the NFL level to this game. And it was awesome to see how he kind of read Big Ben, and he got the interception, and it was a nice play by him. So good job, Mullen. And then Solomon Thomas getting the 2 sacks. That was pretty cool. I love seeing the big man, the defensive tackle getting in there. They're not as quick as the defensive ends usually, so it's sweet when they get a sack, and that's gotta hurt Roethlisberger. So Crosby, he didn't get a sack, but he was laying hits on Roethlisberger all day. And as a Raider fan, and as a young guy, not growing up with the aggressiveness of the old Raiders, but watching all the highlights, it's really nice to see Crosby because I think he loves the old Raiders culture, and so that aggressiveness, it's really fun to see. So, and we allowed 17 points, so got a total of 5 points for the defense. I mean, they're looking like an all right option too. If they can keep the defense up, keep the points down, I think we're 12th in points allowed, and I think we finished 29th last year. So we got to keep this stuff going though. We cannot go back to Vegas next weekend and lose to Miami. It'll shoot all the momentum down. It won't be good. It's just, we need to beat Miami, a team that we're expected to beat, in order to show that we're the real deal. But moving on to Daniel Carlson, I mean, he's the MVP of my team in all 3 leagues. 17 points. I think last week, what did he get? He got 11 points last week, but he finished with 17 this week. We had 3 field goals in the first half, I think. So let's see, we got 3 from 40 to 49 and 1 from 39 or less. So a total of 4 field goals and 2 extra points made, 17 total points. He's my kicker in all my leagues, and I think people are starting to realize that. So he's up 4.7% in terms of percentage rostered. So what that would have made him about 17% rostered last week, and now he's up to 21.6%, and that's going to go up again after this week. After the waiver claims go out, I think it'll probably go up. My guess would be by 10. So I'm going to look back next week when I make next week's video. He should be up 10% on this number right here, plus 10. So, because I think a lot of people are going to start picking him up. I mean, he's consistent. He doesn't miss much, and he can hit from deep. So it's pretty cool to see. And again, he's another guy I'm very happy is on our team. And then on the bench, Jacobs obviously didn't play. Marcus Mariota is hurt. Willie Snead got his first catch, which is pretty cool. 1 reception for 14 yards, and he almost took off. He got tripped up, but he almost got a lot more yards there. Zay Jones, he didn't do anything. Foster Moreau, like I said a little earlier, he got the touchdown. He finished with 2 receptions for 34 yards, 1 touchdown, totaling 11.4 fantasy points, which was pretty cool to see. I think he's a very good tight end, but he's a little overshadowed by Darren Waller, but he's learning a lot from Waller. Like I said, they have a really nice unit between those two and the third string tight end carrier. Those 3, they're all really close. They hang out and stuff, and I mean, that's the biggest takeaway, in my opinion, with this Raiders team. Everyone's really close. Everyone cares for each other. They all want to win for each other. And I think that's really important when you want a team to go to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl and have this success, So it's really cool to see that. Richard still on IR, and Peterman did not get to play. So that was the breakdown of last week's matchup. Now we're going to look at this week's. So the Raiders are playing Miami, back at Vegas, and we're expected to win. I think Tua's injury is day-to-day, so I'm not sure if he's going to play, but it's an important game for Miami, so I would kind of guess that he is going to try to play and do what he can to play, but as of right now, it's day-to-day, and it would definitely help if he did not play. I think they lost 35-0, and he went down in the first quarter early, and they could not do anything after he was done. So it's tough because we're expected to win, and that's when the Raiders have upset us in the past. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. I think our team is different this year, but I'm not going to look past anything. If we get the job done, then I'll think that really shows we're the real deal this year. I think this weekend's going to be a nice test for us. So looking at the projection for this week, we got 93.5 to 124.4, so about 30 points. But we've been projected to lose every game so far, and we're 2-0, so I'm not worried about that. But I like to look at the comparison by position. And tight end, Darren Waller is projected to do better than Gronkowski, although Gronkowski has been having quite the season so far. The first week he got 29 points, and the second week he got 19.9, has 4 touchdowns on the season, over 130 yards between the 2 games. So Gronkowski's not a pushover, but projection-wise, we are projected to have the advantage in the tight end slot, and kicker Daniel Carlson is projected higher than Koo from Atlanta, and everyone else has the advantage on my opponent's side, so we'll see what happens there. Like I said, we need to win this game. If we lose, it's not going to look good. It really confuses everybody as to what the Raiders are. We need a win, and then I think a lot of people will feel it's safe to say that we are the real deal, and it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. But with fantasy, I think even if the Raiders do well, it's going to be a tough one to win because Tom Brady, Tyreek Hill, Gronkowski, they're all fantasy animals right now. So they're just bringing in so many points. So but look at the average of these players. The score is 20, 21, 28, 24. for a total of 145 average between the 2 weeks. So that's really tough. So hopefully the Raiders get the job done versus Miami. And after week 3, the Raiders and the All Raiders fantasy football team are 3-0. So until next week, NJ Raider Nation out.